My name is Thuthukani Myeza. I am a multidisciplinary artist from Johannesburg, currently based in Cape Town. And you know yourself until someone says, tell me about yourself, and then you forget who you are. So the easiest way to define me would be a melomaniac and an astute. My earliest memory of an artistic medium would be when I was in preschool and we had to perform the nativity play. I remember it because the beard was super itchy, but also I remember that my father, after that whole performance, he was like, "Oh, that was so great. How did you do that without being scared?" As a kid, I never really understood it, but in this age, in this point in time, I understood that that was the first time I actually gave myself to a craft, and that has been a theme that has just consisted throughout all my other mediums. So the turning point in my career, I don't really regard it as a career. First of all and foremost, I think I'm a practitioner, and my craft is really for me to heal and to be. But if we're gonna call it a career, I think the turning point in my career would be right now, exhibiting in a different country, a country especially that I draw great aesthetical inspiration from and that I really admire from that standpoint. And that, I think it's now. My greatest influence, it's a long list, but I'm gonna try to chop it up. Tshepiso Moropa. I love Tshepiso Moropa's work. The late great Lungantila, rest in peace. There's so many, but like Puleng. And those are my greatest artistic influence. And about my creative process, I have to quote Nene Mahlango on this. My creative process is not linear. Sometimes I will find something in history and that would inspire the pieces. Sometimes it's just me and the pieces together. I like to define my creative process as putting together a puzzle without the big picture. And that's how really it goes. I don't think I have a technique. I just think I create. Some of the main things in my work is really about African identity. I have an ongoing series where I really touch on racial matches. That's just a personal thing that just happened, and those are like the themes, like African identity, racial issues, and just in general being an African. So history plays a great role, well, an important part in my artwork because it is where I draw inspiration from. It's what molds and crafts what I do. Exactly like I said, like sometimes I'll find something interesting from history and then bring that to life in a series or in just one picture. It's everything to me, really. I draw everything that I am in my craft from history. And I use a lot of archival images. Ever since I started making collages, I really wanted to do archival images. I couldn't find them. And that's the hard part of my creative process. I couldn't find them. And they are like moments in time. I believe it's taking moments in time and distilling them and recreating them into a newer space, into a different time. And I love that about my work. My work does more than just reflect me. It is me. Every piece that I make is a journey towards making myself. I truly believe that because, again, it's not a career, it's therapy for me. It's really how I heal. Yeah, what does it mean to reframe and retell African history? It means everything. So in my journey, I found that most of our history is locked up behind paywalls, behind like these long exhibitions where ironically, our history, or rather the best parts of our history, are still owned by the people who stole it. And I find that weird, right? It's so weird that even after so much that they still own our history, the beautiful parts of our history, the things they will not tell you, the things they will not show you. And that's why it's important for me in my work to show you things you've never seen, to show you parts of African cultures you've never really experienced, like aesthetics of different cultures in that medium. And it's everything. Of all my works in the exhibition, I think my favorite is Get Ready Mama. The name is inspired by the song in Sarafina, Get Ready Mama, Prepare for Your Freedom. I love the piece. It really encapsulates everything that I've been working on, like from my Sizwe Simnyama series to now. I think it's a beautiful blend of a technique I've been trying. It's really my favorite because it has so many elements that just work for it. And that's why it's my favorite piece. So the most challenging thing about creating my works is really what I said in the beginning. It's finding the images and finding them in a good condition. Also, when finding them, it's what other hurdles I have to get through to get the pieces in a good space. And the easiest part there's no really easy part. I think the easy part is just posting. It's like throwing them out into the world. But the rest of it is a tackle, a mission, but it's a journey nonetheless. And so that's that.